First of all, you have to understand that ESR is a non-specific test widely used for diagnosis of help in diagnosis of many disease. So it is a non-specific test, and sometimes it is used as a screening test as well for chronic or acute infections. Nowadays automations are available, but conventional method of ESR is also important. What is the principle of ESR? ESR is a test when anticoagulated blood is allowed to stand vertically. It means first of all we will mix the blood in blood with anticoagulant, and then we will after mixing of blood we will stand the blood in a vertical column. Okay, the red cells settle down towards the lower portion of the tube, and rate of settling down of red cells is known as erythrocyte sedimentation. Okay, after vertical standing for few minutes, for few minutes like 60 minutes or 1 hour, after 1 hour, we will see the RBC's value. We will see the value of RBC's settling down in the column. So as you know, vertical column is already graded, so we can observe the upper limit of RBC's column after 1 hour easily. So the value of upper level of RBC's in a column is actually a value of ESR. There are two methods. First of all, is a Western gun method. In Western gun methods, following things are required. Special types of tubes. Western gun tubes are used in the Western gun method. Western gun tube usually a 30 centimeter in length and graded. It is they are 200 0 to 200 grades are present on the tube. Actually, a length is 30 centimeter, but grades are in millimeters. So 200 0 to 200 millimeter grades are present in the present on the Western Gun tube. Western Gun tube is open, actually open from both ends, and its the diameter is 2.55. It's all about the Western Gun tubes. We use Western tubes, Western Gun tubes in this method. So you should clearly know about this tube. And nowadays this method is most common and cheap as well. So it is also easy to operate. So this method is most common. Another requirement is the Western Gun tube stand. Then we need a blood sample. Then most important thing, anticoagulant. We use 3.8% trisodium citrate. We use sodium citrate 3.8% as anticoagulant in this method. What is the procedure of ESR? ESR, first of all, we will make the dilution of blood with the diluting fluid, and the diluting fluid is sodium citrate, or it is also anticoagulant. So we will dilute in a ratio of 1:1. We will take one part of trisodium citrate and four parts of blood, and after mixing of the blood with anticoagulant, then we will draw the blood, or we will draw this diluted blood in the vertical column, or we will draw the blood in Western gun tubes up to 0 marks. So 200 marking of 200 is at the bottom of the tube, Western gun tube, and the 0 is at the upper corner. So we will fill the vertical or Western gun tube up to 0 marks. Okay, up to 0 marks. So from to so now Western tube is filled with from 0 to 200. So after filling, we will place this vertical tube with carefully in Western gun stands. So Western stand should be placed at a smooth surface or a surface without vibration. So another thing, after 1 hour, we will start the timer after placing the vertical tube in the in the stand, and then we will start the timer. After 1 hour, we will note the value of RBC column in the Western gun tube. Okay, so initially we have filled the column up to 0 mark. Now we will after 1 hour we will read the RBC column of RBCs or level of RBCs in a column. Okay, not only whole columns. So the unit of results are millimeter mercury in after 1 hour. Okay, so you will write it complete. Um Millimeter mercury in after 1 hour or in 1 hour. Okay. What are the normal values for ESR? So usually 3 to 7 millimeter at the end of the 1 hour, or sometimes according to era, according to area, or according to location in the world, we usually slightly values are different. For example, in men we can consider 3 to 10 is a normal, or in women 5 to 10, or in 5 to 9 is a normal value, or sometimes we can say 5 to 15 is also a normal value. Okay, so there are slight variations as well. So these are the normal values for the ESR. The Winthrop method, in Winthrop method, principle will remain same, but procedure is slightly different. Requirements are Winthrop tube. Now what about Winthrop tube? Winthrop tubes are actually 11 centimeter in length. On the other hand, Western tube was 30 centimeter in length. Wintrop's tubes are 11 centimeter in length and are graduated up to uh, uh, 10 centimeter. Okay, 1 centimeter is actually not graded. And now and this tube is open from one end and the closed from the another end, and the diameter is actually the same, actually 2.55 mm. So after Winthrop introduction, we will mix it with EDTA. EDTA. Now anticoagulant is EDTA, but in our previous method, we were using trisodium citrate as anticoagulant. Now we can use EDTA as well as anticoagulant in this method. So we, after mixing with EDTA, we will fill the tube up to 100 mark. Okay, so after filling at up to 100 marks, we will place in exactly in vertical position in a stand for 1 hour. After 1 hour, ESR will be a plasma column above red cells will be read. Okay, so normal values are in men 0 to 7 per hour, or in women 0 to 15 millimeter per hour is a normal value. So there are slight difference between two methods. Difference in tube and the difference in anticoagulants are using. So what are clinical significance? Clinical significance are, it is non-specific test, so it can help us in diagnosis of many disease, but it is as it is a non-specific, so we cannot make diagnosis just on the reliability of this test. It gives information about the general body characters. Okay, so in mostly in aged person, usually in normal aged person, ESR can be raised. So it can also tell us about the general body characters. So then another thing is serial measurements of ESR can show the progress of disease or progress of treatment, or as such increase ESR increased in. So following conditions can show high ESR, like chronic inflammation, chronic inflammation or chronic infection like tuberculosis is a common. And then sickles, then and all anemias except sickle cell anemias, multiple myeloma, septicemias. We will found ESR increase in osteomyelitis as well, nephrotic syndrome, burns, fractures, active syphilis, post-operative state, menstruation, pregnancy, and malignancies as well. So these are some common causes of increase ESR. In systematic lupus erythematosus, ESR will be raised many times, and it can be found in UTI infection as well. Severe trauma can also shows increased ESR. And in many liver diseases, ESR will be raised. So another thing is ESR will be decreased in polycythemia, sickle cell anemia, DIC, and allergic reaction as well. And there are some few other causes in Wolfram cough, in agammaglobulinemia, and newborn infants can show decreased ESR. In the testing of ESR, what will be the stages? First of all, there are three stages. First stage happens in first 10 minutes, and then second stage happens after 10 minutes to 40 minutes, and another stage happens in last 10 minutes of test. So this test will be performed in the in 1 hour duration. So in first 10 minutes, Rolex formation or aggregation of RBCs occurs. Rolex formation, a special aggregation or special type of positioning of RBCs in a diluting in a vertical column. So after Rolex formation, in next 40 minutes, rapid settling down of RBCs occur. Rapid settling down, rapidly RBCs settle rapidly. Then after in last 10 minutes, it is final period of packing of sedimented red cells. So in last 10 minutes, fine packaging or fine settling of RBCs occurs. You should careful in performing the ESR test, because many factors can affect ESR values, like Rolex formation, fibrinogen amount in blood, what is the temperature of, if reagent is cold, or if room is too much cold, then ESR will be disturbed. Albumin and globulin presence in the blood, then specific gravity, where are you performing is important as well, because specific gravity, at normal specific gravity values will be different. Cholesterol and lecithin's amount in sample, viscosity of blood, it means hemoglobin or RBC's concentration, shape and size of RBCs, as I have discussed that in sickle cell anemia, shape of RBCs is disturbed. So in sickle cell anemia, usually ESR will be decreased. So these are some factors. In performance of ESR, you should take some precautions, like you should ensure the room temperature of the surface of the reagent of the environment as well. You should protect it from direct sunlight, and then you should be protected from vibrations. And test should not be done with hemolyzer or clotted blood sample, as values will be disturbed. Some chances of error in ESR value due to improper anticoagulant. If anticoagulant is not properly used or not properly mixed, or ratio is not proper, then values will be disturbed. And the tube not vertical. If the tube is not vertical, it also can raise your ESR values. For example, even 3 degree, a minor vertical position, a minor change in vertical position, like 3 degree change in position of tube, can also increase ESR up to 30%. Okay, so then dirty tube can also interfere in the values. Hemolysis can modify ESR. Then if the surface is vibrating, then RBCs will be settled more as compared to others. Then bubbles caused by vigorous mixing, if bubbles are present in the vertical column, then you will see different columns in tube. You will not be able to note the proper value of ESR. Okay, so prolonged storage of blood can also damage your final results.